Hey, and welcome to another episode of Footwork, guys. This episode, we are going to dive into my personal highlights from the 2021 Snow Drift event. This first clip is ironically our only fully filmed stage of the entire event. During this in Michigan in the dead of winter, we were having camera trouble constantly, formatting issues, battery issues, etc. So this is why this episode's a little bit different in terms of visuals, but this is one of our favorite stages. It had everything: crashed cars, blown tires, engine failure mid-corner, everything. If you get bored or don't want to watch the entire thing, feel free to skip ahead to 12 minutes and 11 seconds and we can continue from there. So right now, we are just conversing, talking, blah, blah, blah. I am giving Alex the first 3 or so lines of corners, and this stage was one where it was continually getting icy everywhere. It was super warm in the midday, and then it cooled, so all that snow melted to ice. And you'll see this guy walking up in a second, giving us a little bit of a warning.
Hey, 2 turns in on the left-hand side. There's a car off the track. It's been hit twice. Just be aware.
Will do. Is that first, was that from the first, yes, I know, yes.
From this heat,
Yes, awesome.
So you said first or second quarter?
The second turn.
Second turn.
Thank you.
Left-hand side. That's all I've been told.
So it's the right.
So, if you didn't hear, one of the marshals was warning us that there was a car 2 turns in that had been hit twice on the right-hand side. And this was super important for us to know because that was a right 4, so a mid-strength corner, and it was off camber, so the road fell away from you as you turned.
We'll be very slow.
Yep. Right 4, off cameras only 30 seconds. Icy start 150. Right 6 over small crest. 20. 15.
So I'm giving him the count.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Start. 150. Right 6 over small crest.
And as you guys can see, there was just no traction. And I get that it's snow drift, but from the morning stage to this, it is a completely different animal. It is so icy, and it only got worse throughout the day. Unfortunately for them, those are about, I don't know, $45,000, $50,000 Fiestas, just shredded. So if you see that little display right in front of my face, I'm in the passenger seat because I'm the co-driver, there is in the bottom left-hand number, that's our miles per hour. So if you want to keep looking at that throughout the video, you can see effectively how fast we're going. We hit 90 miles an hour in certain stages. One of the things that Alex and I are most proud of is how competitive we actually were as novices. We were running mid-pack throughout most of the event in our class, albeit we were not mid-pack in relativity to Travis Pastrana. But in our class, we were running mid-pack, which is pretty incredible. There were 12 cars, and our best finish in a stage was 6th or 5th. I can't remember. And we both had growing pains where I would mess up a call, Alex would mess up a turn. That's fine, but you know, that's to be expected. We're novices. But yeah, everybody on the team, everybody is super, super proud of how we did.
You said deceptive.
That was a great example of what I was talking about. That was, I called a deceptive left 3, and Alex took it as a left 3 and just slid on some slippery snow into a snowbank. And you can hear him in the video say, "You said deceptive." Well, I mean, that's part of it, you know? We're novices, we make mistakes. So I had flubbed my words there, and I don't know if you heard. Alex said, "Yeah, I need that call sooner," and I absolutely that was my mistake. At this point in the stage, we had fallen into a groove, and Alex and I did typically do that. We for the most part, had really good communication. Yeah, there were hiccups here and there, but we are really starting to mesh here. Single wide track covered in snow and ice. That was pretty good for novices for me. So we actually had our first little bit of trouble coming up in about 30 or so seconds. Alex overcooked it slightly into a corner, you know, casual mistake, and ran up onto a snowbank, and the ice on it either debeaded or tore the bead of the tire completely off, and we shredded the tire, lost all pressure on it. It wouldn't even hold air back in the pits. So that'll come up pretty soon. Just a casual mistake. And that tire, I mean, we finished at speed on a blown tire, which I was pretty impressed with. Once we got off the stage, we did the fastest tire change I think I've ever done in my life. I think car up to car down was 90 seconds, which is pretty awesome. So this is another fun little clip coming up in about 30, 40 seconds or so. And we have a square left, or a left to left, and the car dies mid-corner. So Alex is cranking it, and when he cranked it up, he accidentally hit the wipers. So it's a really fun clip. It's one of my favorite clips. And he takes this corner pretty well with a blown tire and a dead engine too, to be honest. And I give him a little helping hand.
I understand. Engine died. Nice. I needed that.
That was a, we like to call them friendly snowbanks. You know, we had a couple snowbanks that bit us, but that one was a friendly one. I think we had about 10 or so. So we're coming up to the finish of this stage here. I think this was one of our better finishes. I think this was 7th or 6th, and there were 12 or 13 cars in class. So we were really happy with it. We did quite well, even with a blown tire. But this is in the day. Daytime rally is completely different than nighttime. This is the highest recorded speed that we have. We hit about 85 miles an hour. I can verbally tell you that we hit 90, I think 1 is the fastest I ever saw, but the camera didn't record it. It was on the first leg, and, you know, we had camera trouble and it didn't record it. But yeah, this is 85 miles an hour through jumps and hills and blah 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 blah. This is a really cool clip. So Alex will kill me if he knows that I included this in the clip, but this was, I think, the funniest thing that happened at SNO DRIFT. He had some gear troubles, and Mark IV Jettas and Passats and all of that nonsense are notorious for having tricky shifters. You know what? Just watch. It's pretty funny.
Fuck, reverse! It seems that every stage there was something new and different, something to keep you on your toes.
every blind corner. And it really, like, I can't thank the ARA enough for implementing the rally safe device, that screen you see in front of me. It is the most useful thing as a co-driver. As you just saw, it gave us a warning of a caution, a hazard in the road 290 meters ahead of us. And as you'll see, I mean, this is a full accident. Like, the Subaru is on its door. It was one of the weirdest, I mean, thank goodness for safety regulations, because, I mean, this is, back in the 70s, this would have been a very serious accident. Okay, so this is one of the coolest clips on the entire video. In this clip, we actually snatched somebody out of a snowbank. Yeah, we trying to get some rally karma, snatch somebody out of a snowbank, and as soon as you see the taillights look very closely into the center of the screen, and you can see another car merge or continuing down the stage, right? So that means that we were about 2 corners behind our nearest competitor, and 2 corners behind is not a minute behind. So we were pretty fast in comparison to the car directly in front of us, which for novices is fantastic. So I will be quiet for this. You can hear our conversation.
Rally karma? Rally karma? You got this. Yep.
So it is a very tense couple of seconds here, because we are in the middle of a racing surface and we are trying to get out as fast as possible, so we are not in the way of anybody else, danger to them, ourselves, or the Sonic in front of us. Very tense couple of seconds.
It's fine. It's fine. Hazard has been displayed. Comfortable.
And watch the conversation between Alex and I as soon as we start racing again, because I make a huge mistake. My responsibility as the co-driver is paramount. It is equally as important as the driver, and I failed right here. There was some miscommunication between us and Alex, or myself and Alex, and through that, I lost where we were in the notes, and thankfully we were within, I don't know, 10 or so corners from the end. If not, it would have been a very, very difficult stage, especially with how icy it was getting. Alex needed me at that point in time, and I let him down.
Here's the left right here. This is pretty significant. Is it like tight? Okay, and then there's a right immediately after. Potentially. And the left here.
So you can see I'm just going page to page, line to line, trying to find where we are. And I mean, I find it right before the finish, which is not good enough.
Oh, finish. We're finished.
Lights off.
So this is when we really figured out that, like, the quote-unquote badassery of a racing driver, yeah, that is a total myth. It doesn't exist. What we did is a job, effectively, and we had to communicate as well as possible to make sure not only that we finished well, but brought the car home and us intact. It is a completely different animal at night, and all of that ego, all of that, like, macho man mentality goes right out the window as soon as you turn any kind of speed on the snow and ice at night. This is also the same stage you just saw. It's towards the middle middle to latter half of it. And it is, I mean, as you can see, it is completely different. There's much less grip, and it is super low visibility. Not during this stage, because this was one of the first stages of this leg, because it's also not even that dark out. But it started snowing decently heavily in the latter half of the second and third stage. So visibility was even lower. And we're still turning good speed. Can't say it enough. We are very proud of how we did. So this is a very interesting clip. Rally is incredibly taxing on both the co-driver and driver. Everybody knows this, everybody understands this. But it really laments how the slightest thing can totally derail your corner. Let's see if you guys can see it. Yeah, that's a car, a racing car, on another stage that just happened to share our road. It completely caught Alex off guard and broke his attention on this corner, and we slid on the ice and ran into the snowbank because of it. You know, I could have made better calls. I said the corner twice, and, you know, Alex absolutely could have really focused on my voice.
I saw that car way ahead. I thought it went straight.
I mean, it's just so taxing, and the slightest thing can just tear your attention away from it. Okay, so this was our final stage of the entire event, and it was by far the darkest, by far the coldest, by far the slipperiest. It was the most challenging event, and as you can tell, I say the final stage of this event. And if you look at my pace notes, it's not the 12th stage. That's right. We didn't finish. We DNF'd. We had some engine trouble that you'll see. And it's still really cool. It just shows how intense rally is as a sport. But yeah, I'll be quiet for the rest of the video. It's about a 3-minute long clip, so feel free to watch it all or no. Yeah, I'll be quiet. Enjoy, and wish us luck in the next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.
go. Go Watt.